All right, welcome to the explainer. Let's think about this for a second. What makes the absolute best of the best? Well, the best. I'm talking about those truly elite, high-performing teams, like the Navy SEALs. We all have this picture in our heads, right? It's all about muscle, raw courage, being fearless. But what if I told you the real secret is something else entirely? Something we almost never connect with these teams. Let's get into it. This quote, wow, this really just cuts right to the heart of everything we're going to talk about. This is it. This is the idea that drives these teams. See, it's not that they don't fear dying, it's that they fear something else more. Can you imagine? The fear of letting down the person right next to you. That motivation is so powerful, it completely changes the game. It literally rewrites the basic human instinct for survival. And look, this isn't some abstract theory. This is real. This actually happened, and it's absolutely tragic. Not long ago, during a mission, one Navy SEAL fell into the water, and what happened next? His teammate, without a single moment of hesitation, just jumped in after him. And tragically, both of them were lost. Now that action, that's not just following orders. That's not in a manual. It is a perfect, heartbreaking example of that quote we just saw. It's a bond that just flies in the face of all logic, of our own need to survive. So when you see something like that, it really forces you to stop and think about this image we all have in our heads, right? I call it the myth of the warrior. It's that story we see in movies, the one we tell ourselves about what these elite soldiers are like. But as we're about to find out, that image, it's just not the whole picture. In fact, it's mostly wrong. Okay, this chart just lays it out perfectly, the difference between what we think and what's real. So on one side, you have our perception. It's all about being the strongest, the toughest, the guy who's not afraid of anything. But then you look at the reality. And what is it? It's about deep, genuine care for each other. It's about that intense fear of letting your buddy down. You see the shift? It's not about being some kind of invincible superhero. It's actually about being deeply, profoundly human. Which brings us to the surprising truth of it all. If it's not about being fearless, then what is it? What's the one emotion that's so incredibly powerful it can build teams that do things we think are impossible? Believe it or not, the word is love. Now, I know what you might be thinking. That sounds kind of soft for a group of Navy SEALs, right? But we're obviously not talking about romantic love here. In this world, love means a bond. It's a bond of trust and service that is so complete, so absolute that you would do anything, and I mean anything, for the person next to you. Honestly, there's just no other word in the English language that really gets to the heart of what that feels like. And the intensity of this commitment, it's just mind-blowing. Think about this. For some of these guys, the bond is so deep that when a spouse gives them that ultimatum, it's me or the team, they choose the team. Can you even imagine making that choice? It's staggering. And it just goes to show you, this isn't just a 9-to-5 job. It's who they are. It's an identity that's built on just total, unconditional dedication to each other. So, okay, what does this actually look like day to day? How does it show up? Well, this kind of trust, it completely changes how people relate to each other. It even changes the actual words they use. Here's a really simple way to think about it. For most of us, we have colleagues, we have coworkers. In these teams, they have brothers and sisters. And that's not just a cool nickname, It completely redefines the relationship. It's not about a paycheck anymore. It's about family. Just think about that word for a second. Brother. They don't just throw that around. It's not like saying, hey, buddy, you have to earn that. It's a title. So when one of them calls you brother or sister, man, that means something deep. It means you belong. It means you're one of them, your family. And it gets even more powerful than that. Simon Sinek tells this story about a decorated combat hero. I mean, a guy who is the definition of tough. And he was the first man who ever ended a phone call with him by saying the full 3 words, I love you. Not love ya, not love ya, man. He said, I love you. Think about that. We shy away from that kind of directness, that vulnerability. But for them, that honesty, that's where their strength comes from. Okay, so what's the takeaway here for the rest of us? I mean, how does this incredible lesson from these teams actually apply to our lives? Well, it all boils down to really rethinking what it means to serve someone. Basically, you can't have real service without developing some kind of love, some kind of deep care for the other person. And that idea completely changes how you look at friendship, doesn't it? It means friendship isn't just something that happens, it's an act of service. And if it's an act of service, that means it's a skill you can learn. And if you don't know how to serve, well, then you don't really know how to be a friend. And that really leaves us with one last big question to think about. It's one thing to say we care about our friends and family, right? But if we accept this idea that friendship really is an act of service, then I want you to really ask yourself, how are you specifically serving the people you care about most in your life?